of simplification but adding depth. You want the wins of a new player being able to hop in and kind of choosing their own difficulty and opting in when they're ready, but also allowing the more professional players, the more hardcore players, they could start to throw in like 4 or 5 active items that they feel like those are going to be beneficial effects to their team. And so that kind of opt-in difficulty, right? That's just great for new players coming in and for the veterans to really customize their build.
Yeah, so right now I think we have some actual B-roll playing of you playing as Bologna.
Okay. I hope it's good.
This is a surprise. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, so this is from a playtest that we did when we were capturing footage actually for some of the stuff that we used in the keynote. So we can see you kind of picking your starter item there. Now we don't actually have starter items right now. Maybe we will eventually, but maybe just like go into a little bit more depth on like how we set, like I want to build a strength item. What do I do?
So the first thing you do is you go, okay, cool. The mace
Wait a minute.
is the strength item. I want to build strength. I build the mace, and from there I'm deciding to see just kind of how I want to go. If I know I'm going to pure damage Bologna, I might look at that and go, okay, I can see what it builds into up above. I see what options I have available to me. I might build a Skagox, which is 2 maces combined together for a whole bunch of power. And then once I build that, I can be like, okay, cool, I have 3 options here. I just want to keep going damage. So I build a mace, and I keep just throwing on maces, and eventually I have an incredibly high power item because I just did the intuitive thing, right? I knew I wanted power, so I built the atomic things for power, and it kind of naturally flowed me in through using the builds into menu what I wanted to be building.
And there's the builds into menu right there up the top.
Yeah. And it's nice too because you can start to splash things a little bit. So like for example, cooldown rate, the ring that you can buy, that's just something that you might pick up because you just want a little bit of cooldown reduction right now. It helps you time with wave clear and everything. And you can just build that and potentially sit on it for a while as you wait for your decision. So it just really feels natural when you're utilizing the system. You're just making the choices that come to your mind when you go back to base, like what do I think I need right now? And you can just always point to the specific thing you need in that moment and just it naturally comes together into an item at the end.
And it is a little bit of a change from how we do things in Smite, right? So, you know, how many games, how long do you think it's going to take people to get used to this new way of building items?
I would say you're probably going to be spending maybe 2 or 3 games, which is a pretty short time for a MOBA span, to really get the familiarity of like how these items put together and your flow through the item store of like how you want to like think about how you build into things. I personally use that built into menu at the top all the time. It's really great for me. It helps me keep focus on what's going on. And then you're going to spend the next 20, 30, 40, 50 games just discovering all the build possibilities you have, right? Like I played an Odin game, and I love playing Odin where I get to stim my whole team so that we can kill objectives really fast. Like I love using the quick fire of the spear throw so that it actually does the attack speed stim. And so I started just picking up Shoguns. I started picking up, I think it's Damaru's Drum, which is the music tree. That Ymir knockup change came up. That was like a 30-minute change, which before would have been a Jira task that had to go to program. Another type of change that we're looking at is characters that are abilities that we don't feel like have as much impact, right? So on her ultimate is one of those things where it's very powerful. You shoot a whole bunch of projectiles through target.
I've been talking for a long time, I'm sorry. I have like 2 more slides because I have to answer when are you guys going to get to play this game and how's this rollout going to work? Because there's a lot of questions around that. And if we can go to that, I think the first thing that we're going to say is hey, we announced it. We're so excited, but we got a lot of work still to do. So over the next few weeks up until spring, we're going to be releasing kind of a new video, a new blog post, and we're going to be talking a lot more about like features and things that we're doing in Smite 2. I think the first one you're going to see is a deep dive on the audio system, which is hugely updated from Smite to Smite 2, and you guys will really appreciate hearing from the audio team the work that's done and hearing the new theme song. It's insane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's so good.
And then from then, in spring, you guys are going to be able to get your hands on Smite 2 for the first time. You can either get a free key drop to play in alpha by signing up at smite2.com, or if you buy a Founders Pack, you'll get guaranteed access to our playtest. During this early alpha testing phase, we're expecting the game will be up 1 weekend a month. Then we're going to take all of your feedback because we want to make sure we're making the game that you want to play. We're going to work our asses off to make the game better and address that feedback over the next month. And then we'll do another playtest weekend, and we'll see what you guys think. And we want to keep evolving this game with your feedback to make it as amazing as we know it can be. And then from there, we'll go into a 24/7 kind of beta phase where we're targeting somewhere around 25, a little over 25, 30 gods when we enter that phase. And we'll kind of debut our second all-new god that we've been telling you about. And from there, we want to grow the roster pretty rapidly. And we're currently planning to release one new god a week, or one moved god a week, not all new god. I want to, yeah, all new god. Every week, as we're in this closed beta phase, until we get to a true free-to-play launch. And maybe Travis, you can talk a little bit about like the importance to us of starting with a small roster of gods.
And obviously, it's just a way to get the 40 million players that have played Smite throughout the 10 years to a chance to re-engage with the game with a smaller roster is just a huge advantage of this system. And so we want to make sure that we're introducing gods that have had the quality of life improvement or the gameplay that we want to have those gods experience. We want to be careful with every one of them and reevaluate everyone that we bring into the game. So for those two reasons, it's like starting with a smaller roster, make sure that we deliver the best quality god play, and then also hopefully can re-engage the 40 million players over the lifetime of Smite to get back into it.
To jump in on that, just one other point. It's also really exciting for players who have never played Smite before, because one of the things that we see with the new players coming into the game is that it's a little overwhelming to figure out your niche, figure out which specific god speaks to you, and the smaller roster is like perfect for that. And we all thought that the kind of point that we want to get to for free to play is perfect for that wave of hopefully brand new players. Yeah.
Awesome. And then because we know that every god is somebody's favorite, we do want to keep moving fast until we get to at least 100 gods, because we know that we need to get to that level and have everybody's favorite god there as soon as we possibly can. And we want to hear from you, like, what are your favorite gods? What do you want us to be making? Like,
I remember there's a meeting we had where we were all sitting there, and you'd also compiled a list of a whole bunch of people you talked to about how they ranked it, and that meeting was passionate. Everyone has a different perspective of what god they really think defines Smite, and that's one of the coolest things about Smite. But like, definitely send your suggestions. We're listening.
Maybe we could even say that we could spoil a little bit and say that the next god is Fenrir.
Oh.
No, that's actually true, though.
Okay, well, actually, next god Fenrir. Okay, awesome. Awesome to hear.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot today.